Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Nishit Kumar, and with me is Prashant Kumar Sinha with the evening news. The headlines. CBSE to hold 10th and 12th board examinations from 4th May to June 10th, 2021. Prime Minister gives new mantra, Dawai Bhi, Kadai Bhi, to deal with corona pandemic in the new year. Nationwide dry run for COVID-19 vaccination to take place on Saturday. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 96.04%. FASTag to be mandatory for all vehicles in the country from tomorrow. And President and Vice President greet people on the eve of New Year 2021. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank today announced the schedule of the CBSE board examinations for class 10th and 12th. He said that the CBSE board examinations will be held from 4th May to 10th June of 2021. He said the results will be declared by the 15th of July next year. The practical examination for class 12th will start from 1st of March 2021.
व्यापक परामर्श करने के बाद अब हम लोग इस निर्णय पर पहुंचे हैं कि जो बोर्ड की परीक्षा है हमारी 4 मई से प्रारंभ हो जाएगी। हमको भरोसा है कि हम 10 जून तक इसको पूरा कर सकेंगे और परिणामों को घोषणा 15 जुलाई तक कर देनी चाहिए।
Mr. Nishank appreciated the role of teachers and parents, saying that they provided constant support and help to the students during the unprecedented and uncertain situation caused by COVID-19 pandemic.
बिना किसी तनाव के आप परीक्षा की तैयारी में जुटे, वक्त भी हमारे पास है और सीबीएसई ने वैसे भी इन परिस्थितियों में 30% पाठ्यक्रम को अपना कम किया और लगातार आपके साथ हम संवाद में हैं। सीबीएसई बोर्ड के चेयरमैन, पूरा तंत्र वो आपके साथ जुड़ा हुआ है।
He said teachers adopted new techniques and methods for teaching. The minister also highlighted various steps taken by the government to provide a platform and content for learning through digital medium. He said the government has successfully conducted JEE and NEET exams during the COVID-19 pandemic, which is unprecedented. Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of All India Institute of Medical Sciences AIIMS at Rajkot in Gujarat today through video conferencing. Addressing on the occasion, the Prime Minister said if 2020 was the year of health challenges, 2021 is going to become the year of health solutions. He stressed India will play a major role in the health solutions as it played in meeting the challenges of 2020.
जिस देश में 130 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोग हों, घनी आबादी हो, वहां करीब करीब 1 करोड़ लोग इस बीमारी से लड़कर जीत चुके हैं। कोरोना से पीड़ित साथियों को बचाने का भारत का रिकॉर्ड दुनिया से बहुत बेहतर रहा है। वहीं अब संक्रमण के मामले में भी भारत लगातार नीचे की तरफ जा रहा है।
Given the competence of Indian medical professionals and service motivation, along with expertise like mass immunization experience, India will provide smart and affordable solutions to the world. Health startups are integrating health solutions and technology and making healthcare accessible. The Prime Minister remarked that India's record of saving victims of corona has been much better than other countries. He said in India, every necessary preparation about the vaccine is going on.
वैक्सीन को लेकर भारत में हर जरूरी तैयारियां चल रही है। भारत में बनी वैक्सीन तेजी से हर जरूरी वर्ग तक पहुंचे, इसके लिए कोशिशें अंतिम चरणों में हैं। दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा टीकाकरण अभियान चलाने के लिए भारत की तैयारियां जोरों पर है। मुझे विश्वास है कि जिस तरह बीते साल संक्रमण से रोकने के लिए हमने एकजुट होकर प्रयास किए, उसी तरह टीकाकरण को सफल बनाने के लिए भी पूरा भारत एकजुटता से आगे बढ़ेगा।
Stating that the country is preparing for mass vaccination, PM Modi said that the new year is coming with the hope of treatment. He said he used to say, "Jab tak dawai nahi, dhilai nahi," but now the mantra for 2021 should be, "Dawai bhi, kadai bhi."
कोरोना संक्रमण घट जरूर रहा है, लेकिन ये ऐसा वायरस है जो तेजी से फिर चपेट में ले लेता है। इसलिए 2 गज की दूरी, मास्क और सैनिटेशन के मामले में ढील बिल्कुल नहीं देनी है। नया साल हम सभी के लिए बहुत खुशियां लेकर के आए। आपके लिए और देश के लिए नया साल मंगल हो। अब दवाई सामने दिख रही है, कुछ ही समय का सवाल है। पहले मैं कहता था दवाई नहीं तो ढिलाई नहीं, लेकिन अब मैं फिर से कह रहा हूं, दवाई भी और कड़ाई भी। कड़ाई भी बरतनी है और दवाई भी लेनी है। दवाई आ गई तो सब छूट मिल गई, ये भ्रम में मत रहना। दुनिया यही कहती है, वैज्ञानिक यही कहते हैं, और इसलिए अब मंत्र रहेगा हमारा 2021 का, दवाई भी और कड़ाई भी।
Mr. Modi said his government started working holistically in the health sector, focusing on preventive care as well as modern treatment facilities. He said over 30,000 crore rupees of poor money has been saved due to Ayushman Bharat Yojana. This scheme has freed the people from the struggles of good treatment due to lack of money. Congratulating Gujarat on developing huge medical infrastructure in the past 2 decades, Prime Minister said AIIMS will further strengthen the health network in the state. Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani said the AIIMS will play a big role in ensuring the modern healthcare facility reaches to the last mile in the state. Our correspondent reports that for the AIIMS project, 201 acres of land has been allotted near Rajkot. It will be built at an estimated cost of 1,195 crore rupees and is expected to be completed by mid of 2022. The state-of-the-art 750-bed hospital will also have a 30-bed Ayush block. It will have 125 MBBS seats and 60 nursing seats. Gujarat Governor Acharya Devvrat, Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan and Union Minister of State for Health Ashwini Kumar Chaubey were also present on the occasion.
The dry run for COVID-19 vaccination will take place across the state on the 2nd of January 2021. The centre has asked all states and union territories to ensure effective preparedness for the vaccine rollout. Union Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan today chaired a high-level meeting to review the preparedness at session sites for COVID-19 vaccination with Principal Secretaries Health, NHM MDs and other health administrators of all states and UTs through video conferencing. During the dry run, this activity is proposed to be conducted in all state capitals in at least 3 session sites. With 21,821 new COVID-19 cases in the past 24 hours, the total number of cases has reached 1,266,674. The Health Ministry said with 299 fatalities in the past 24 hours, the death toll has touched 1,48,738. The active cases are now 2,57,656 with 26,139 recoveries. The total recoveries have reached 98,60,280. The recovery rate has touched 96.04%.
In Assam, lower primary schools are to be reopened tomorrow. Before the reopening of schools, a set of standard operating procedures, SOPs, has been issued by the Assam government. According to the SOP, lower primary schools will open for classes on alternate days for all classes from 1st to 5th. The SOP mandates the issued guidelines for government and private institutions equally. It states that schools will open at 9 a.m. and end at 1:45 p.m. Midday meals in government schools is also mentioned to be provided between 12:15 to 12:45 p.m. All school premises will be sanitized once every week. Classes of standard 4th and 5th will be held on every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, while classes of standard 1st, 2nd and 3rd will be held on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. In Manipur, 51 persons, including 3 personnel from the Central Armed Police Force, were confirmed as new COVID-19 positive cases during the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, 77 persons were discharged in the past 24 hours in the state, and the recovery rate improved to 94.64%.
Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar today inaugurated the virtual Agri Hackathon 2020 in New Delhi. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Tomar said in light of the Prime Minister's vision to introduce a new age technology and innovations in agriculture, the Agri India Hackathon is being organized. The minister said agriculture is the backbone of the country and plans are afoot to strengthen this backbone with youth engagement, employment generation, technology and digitization. The 2-month-long event is the first of its kind and the largest virtual event in the history of Indian agriculture. It will bring together the most important stakeholders from industry and government alongside India's young, bright minds, creative startups and smart innovators who will build new, fast and frugal solutions to tackle the big questions on the country is facing today. In our special series Year-Ender 2020, today we bring you a report on Skill India. National Skill Development Mission, also known as Skill India Mission, was launched on the 15th of July 2015 to provide a strong institutional framework to implement and to scale up skill development efforts across the country. In the last 5 years, nearly 1 crore 2 lakh youths from different regions of the country have been trained under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Addressing a virtual conclave on World Youth Skills Day in 15th of July this year, Mr. Modi has said that in a rapidly changing world, millions of skilled people are needed and there is a huge potential, especially in the health sector.
तेजी से बदलती हुई आज की दुनिया में अनेक सेक्टरों में लाखों स्किल्ड लोगों की जरूरत है। विशेषकर स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं में तो बहुत बड़ी संभावनाएं बन रही है। यही समझते हुए अब कौशल विकास मंत्रालय ने दुनिया भर में बन रहे इन अवसरों की मैपिंग शुरू की है। कोशिश यही है कि भारत के युवा को अन्य देशों की जरूरतों के बारे में उसके संबंध में भी सही और सटीक जानकारी मिल सके।
Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Minister Dr. Mahendra Nath Pandey has said that our youth is the biggest asset and an important force in the economic growth and social development of the country.
हम सब आज के विश्व की जरूरतों के हिसाब से भारत के युवाओं को तैयार करना, भारत के अंदर भारत के बाहर, उस दिशा में भी हमने काफी कदम बढ़ाए हैं और PMKVY 3 का जो प्लान जिसे भारत सरकार ने प्रायोगिक रूप से शुरुआत की मंजूरी दे दी है, उसको हम जो लेके आज आए हैं इस 5 वर्ष की यात्रा में, जिसमें एक नया आभास देश के युवाओं को होगा और कई ऐसे पहलें की गई हैं।
Our correspondent reports that the Skill Development Ministry is targeting to train 8 lakh candidates at an outlay of over 948 crore rupees during 2020 to 21. The scheme will be launched shortly.
Skill India is an initiative of the Government of India to empower the youth with skill set, making them more employable. It offers courses across several sectors which are aligned to the standards recognized by both the industry and the government under the National Skill Qualification Framework. The Skill India program has numerous benefits and its objective is to enable youth to take up training in order to secure a better livelihood. There has been a substantial increase in the size of the ITI ecosystem and more than 5,000 ITIs have been established over the last 5 years. More than 3,42,000 people were trained in spatial framing. Around 5 lakh apprentices have been trained in the last 3 years. Under the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, 4,40,000 candidates have been trained during 2018-19 and 2019-20. Out of them, more than 84,000 candidates belong to scheduled tribes. Besides, over 96,000 people were trained as yoga instructors and trainers under Skill India Mission. With Dipendra Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
As the year 2020 comes to a close, All India Radio will broadcast a special program, 2020 Ki Baat Akashvani ke Saath, tonight from 9:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. on the FM Gold channel. It will have glimpses of major events of the year gone by.
2020 का ये गुजरता वर्ष क्या रहा खास? कौन अर्श पर तो कौन फर्श पर? सामाजिक, आर्थिक, वैश्विक और राजनीतिक पटल पर कौन सी घटनाओं ने अपनी छाप छोड़ी? वैश्विक कोरोना आपदा के बीच मनुष्य की जिंदा दिली की कहानी, आकाशवाणी की जुबानी। सुनिए विशेष कार्यक्रम 2020 की बात आकाशवाणी के साथ 31 दिसंबर बृहस्पतिवार को रात्रि 9:30 बजे से 10 बजे आकाशवाणी 100.1 FM गोल्ड चैनल पर। यह कार्यक्रम आकाशवाणी के YouTube चैनल न्यूज ऑन AIR ऑफिशियल, AIR न्यूज अलर्ट्स ट्विटर, फेसबुक पेज और पॉडकास्ट पर भी सुना जा सकता है।
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. CBSE to hold 10th and 12th board examinations from 4th of May to June 10th, 2021. Prime Minister gives new mantra Dawai Bhi, Kadai Bhi to deal with corona pandemic in the new year. Nationwide dry run for COVID-19 vaccination to take place on Saturday. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 96.04%. FASTag to be mandatory for all vehicles in the country from tomorrow. And President and Vice President greet people on the eve of New Year 2021. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो खुद से वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
Welcome back. The FASTag will be mandatory for all vehicles in the country from tomorrow. However, the government has allowed the National Highways Authority of India to fulfill regulatory requirement for 100% payment through FASTag latest by 15th of February 2021. Meanwhile, cash lanes at toll plazas will be open for convenience. FASTag will be useful for the commuters as they will not need to stop at toll plaza for cash payments. It will also save time and fuel. The President and Vice President have greeted the people on the eve of New Year 2021. In his message, President Ramnath Kovind said, "Every New Year provides an opportunity to make a new beginning and emphasizes the resolve for individual and collective development." He said this difficult time arising out of COVID-19 situation is a time for all the people to move forward unitedly. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said, "New Year is an occasion that reinforces our spirit of optimism, hope and bonhomie." He said to welcome the new year with the spirit of hope as all bid goodbye to a year that has taught many life lessons through one of the most disruptive pandemics in recent memory.
With several states and major cities across the country imposing night curfew, restricting large gatherings and shutting down pubs and restaurants, the New Year celebrations in India are likely to be muted. In the national capital, a night curfew has been imposed. The government said it would not allow more than 5 people to assemble at public places. In Maharashtra, Brihan-Mumbai Municipal Corporation (BMC) has urged people to remain indoors amid New Year celebrations. People have been asked to keep the New Year celebration party a homebound affair. Restaurants and bars can continue their food delivery and takeaway services till 1:30 a.m. instead of closing by 11 p.m. In Bangalore, Section 144 has been imposed since noon today, preventing over 5 people from congregating at one place. This will be in place till tomorrow morning 6 a.m. However, there are no restrictions in Goa, where people from all parts of the country are ready to celebrate the occasion. Amidst the restrictions of pandemic COVID-19, various programs, music programs and other events have been organized, especially at the beach sites. In Bihar, magistrates and security personnel have been deployed at several public parks, public places and important places across the state to ensure compliance of COVID safety measures.
On the new year, prominent tourist destinations of Bihar, including Sanjay Gandhi Biological Park of Patna, Valmiki Nagar Tiger Reserve in West Champaran, Mahabodhi Temple of Bodh Gaya, Vishnupad Mandir Temple of Gaya, and tourist sites of Rajgir like Ghora Katora, Pandu Pokhar will remain open. Tour operators and hotel owners have come up with lucrative offers for New Year revelers. Public parks and picnic hotspots have been sanitized in view of social gatherings. Several people throng at temples for worship, so special arrangements being made by authorities for crowd management. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
In Rajasthan, the state government has clamped night curfew in big cities of the state on the New Year Eve. A night curfew on the New Year's Eve will be in effect in all cities having a population of over 1 lakh. In Uttar Pradesh, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has appealed to the people of the state to celebrate the New Year with strict adherence to the social distancing and to follow the COVID protocols. A report from our Lucknow correspondent.
The New Year celebration programs will be organized only after prior permission of the district magistrate and the district police chief concerned. The order from Chief Secretary R.K. Tiwari says that a large number of people were likely to gather at different places for celebrating the New Year and there were apprehensions of a spread of coronavirus. He said that the organizers of the New Year celebration programs would be apprised of the COVID protocol and they would be responsible for its compliance. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Odisha has imposed night curfew from 10 tonight to 5 tomorrow morning across the state. However, all essential services and movements are allowed during the curfew hours. A report from our Bhubaneswar correspondent.
Against the backdrop of the state transiting through a crucial stage in COVID-19 containment, coupled with its carefully calibrated approach towards the highly transmissible UK variant of the virus, the government have come up with the decision to impose curfew tonight. The order that closely follows the ban on zero-night celebration and New Year congregations effectively means the closure of all shops and commercial establishments and offices on the one hand and the movement of individuals on the other during the 7-hour-long curfew beginning 10 p.m. tonight. The Commissionerate Police too have decided to clamp prohibitory orders under Section 144 in the twin cities of Cuttack and Bhubaneswar from 9 p.m. tonight to prevent large gathering in public places. Girish Chandra Das, AIR News, Bhubaneswar.
Restrictions are being placed on New Year festivities around the world as many countries struggle to curb new spikes in coronavirus cases. Firework displays and other public gatherings have been cancelled from Sydney to New York. Festivities are being particularly muted in Europe amid fears over a new strain of the disease. One of the first nations to ring in the new year is Australia. The Sydney fireworks display is going ahead, but crowds are not allowed to gather on the city's harbour to enjoy it. The foreshore, parks and beaches have been shut down to stem the spread of COVID-19 with police and security patrolling. Most Sydney residents will simply watch the pyrotechnics on TV at home, where gatherings are limited to 5 guests.
Railway Minister Piyush Goyal today launched the upgraded e-ticketing website and mobile app for booking of online railway tickets. The booking of meals, retiring rooms and hotels has been integrated with the website and passenger can directly book along with the tickets. Passenger can check the refund status at the user accounts page. Earlier, this feature was not easily accessible. Train search and selection has been simplified by putting the information on one page to reduce the time used by passengers and enhancing the booking experience. In case of waitlisted tickets, its confirmation probability will be displayed on the website. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Goyal said the Railways is committed to serving the nation and constantly working to augment its services to further improve the rail travel experience. He said this upgraded e-ticketing platform for booking of online railway tickets will enhance passenger convenience. The group of ministers GOM on Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat today held a high-level meeting under the chairmanship of Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank and reviewed the progress of Ek Bharat Shreshtha Bharat EBSB program. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar, Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju and Minister of State for Culture and Tourism Prahlad Singh Patel were present in the meeting. Briefing the GOM about the implementation of the EBSB so far, Secretary Higher Education Amit Khare said all the partner ministries must take up concerted and coordinated efforts to transform the EBSB program into a larger Jan Andolan. Speaking on the occasion, Education Minister emphasized that the EBSB program should be taken further to celebrate the commemoration of 75th year of country's independence. In this regard, Mr. Pokhriyal requested each partner ministry to provide suggestions and devise an action plan exploring new initiatives that can be taken up under EBSB.
Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has called for affirmative action for reservation to the other backward classes, OBCs, and socio-economically backward classes, SEBCs, in Odisha. In his letter to the Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik today. The Union Minister said that the OBCs and the SCBCs, who constitute a considerable portion of the total population of the state, have been historically deprived of opportunities in education and employment, thereby scuttling their socio-economic development. Making a reference to the state government's recent decision to provide reservations for government school students in medical and engineering colleges of Odisha, Mr. Pradhan reiterated his request to the Chief Minister to make provisions of reservation for the OBCs in the field of public employment and educational institutions and for the SCBCs in educational institutions. The government has further extended the deadline to file the income tax return ITR for individual taxpayers till the 10th of January 2021 in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. The deadline for filing ITR for the financial year 2019-20 by companies has also been extended till the 15th of February 2021. The Income Tax Department said the decision has been taken in view of the continued challenges faced by taxpayers in meeting statutory compliances due to COVID-19 outbreak.
India has started export of moringa powder, keeping in mind its rising global demand. 2 tons of organic certified moringa powder was sent to the United States through air consignments on the 29th of this month. Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority, APEDA, has been supporting private entities in creating necessary infrastructure in this regard. One of the APEDA registered exporter from Telangana has been supported to start the export activities in a planned manner. The company plans to export around 40 metric tons of moringa leaves powder to USA, with more moringa processing units being created through support of APEDA. The exports will be increasing in the next few years, which would bring benefits to the farmers. Moringa has been used for centuries due to its medicinal properties and health benefits in various forms. Fate of thousands of Indian students pursuing their higher studies in China is in limbo, as there is no clarity and indication from the Chinese side on the return to the campuses. Due to COVID-19 outbreak in China, over 20,000 Indian students have been returning to their motherland at different stages since January 2020. They, along with many other foreign students, are now waiting for the past many months to return and fully resume their studies. Many of them are stuck for 11 months now, losing almost a year. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. Srinagar will have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Temperature will hover between -6 degrees Celsius and 9 degrees. In Jammu, sky will be clear. The minimum temperature will be 4 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 19 degrees. Leh will have clear sky. The minimum temperature will be -15 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be -1 degree. In Gilgit, sky will be partly cloudy. The minimum temperature will hover between -4 degrees to 10 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have clear sky. The temperature will move between 1 to 17 degrees Celsius. The national capital will experience cold wave. The city will observe minimum temperature of 3 degrees Celsius and the maximum of 19 degrees. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. The temperature will hover between 20 and 32 degrees Celsius. Chennai will have generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. The temperature will vary between 24 and 30 degrees Celsius. In Kolkata, there will be fog and mist in the morning and clear sky later. The city will observe minimum temperature of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 25 degrees. Dehradun will observe minimum temperature of 5 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 21 degrees. The city will have clear sky. Chandigarh will have mainly clear sky. Temperature is likely to hover from 4 to 16 degrees Celsius. In Hyderabad, the minimum temperature will be 19 degrees Celsius, while the maximum 28 degrees. The city will witness fog or mist in the morning. Ahmedabad will witness mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 14 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be 26 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. CBSE to hold 10th and 12th board examinations from 4th May to June 10th, 2021. Prime Minister gives new mantra, Dawai Bhi, Kadai Bhi, to deal with corona pandemic in the new year. Nationwide dry run for COVID-19 vaccination to take place on Saturday. COVID-19 recovery rate improves to 96.04%. FASTag to be mandatory for all vehicles in the country from tomorrow. And President and Vice President greet people on the eve of New Year 2021. As the year ends, there are so many things we are grateful for, even if we have had a rough year. All India Radio wishes its listeners a Happy New Year. We leave you with the mellifluous voice of the great Maestro Padma Vibhushan Pandit Jasraj, who left us this year.
Gopalam Gopi Vallabham Govindam Gokulanandam Gopalam Gopi Vallabham Govardhano Dharam